I want to state straight away, I'm not the first person to do this. I've seen it done before. I like it. I like the idea. I like the idea for the daughter. She loves panoramic sunroofs. Some sort of slight heritage there. Some people will go, oh, not BMW Mini, but it's better. I think they're made by Webesto, if that's how you say it, which is the sunroofs that were fitted to Minis and lots of other things for many a time. So anyway, where are we and what have we done already to catch you up? So Barry, very nice of him, had a scrapper Mini came, so we took the roof off, took the sunroof off. I've basically trimmed down the whole BMW section now to this, rightly or wrongly, I don't know, we'll find out soon. If I was you, I'd always leave a bit extra to figure out, but you'll find out at the end of this video if it worked or not. We made a special joggling tool at some point, we'll get to that in a bit, because we're going to try and joggle this, so it then fits flush with this. I don't think it's going to be perfect, because I think the corners are different curvature slightly, so we're going to have to do a bit of fettling around that. But yeah, sunroof's all stripped off, so I think the first thing we need to do is get the roof lining out, which is a bit ruined on this, so it needs sorting out anyway. And then cut into this perfectly good roof and watch everyone cry and moan. But it's my car, it's my daughter's car, she loves panoramic sunroofs, we're never going to sell it. Go buy a Mini, go save it yourself. Anyway, I can always pop another roof panel back in anyway, I've done a few of them, so it's not the end of the world. Anyway, we've already put a new front end on it, so it's not like it's completely the original car. Anyway, and that will give us a nice bit of metal work to work with for lots of other projects, because it's always handy, that big, nice roof skin. So yeah, so what we do is we'll cut a big-ish hole, but not too big yet, to see if we can then get this up. This is going to be the trickiest thing, is sort of trying to get this up from underneath, resting in a position while we sort of figure out its exact location, as well as, because there is not much room to play with actually, forward and back. The only advice I've ever got told was that the motor control should be as far forward as you can get it. Yeah, roof lining out, let's cut a big hole. Okay, what have I done? I've basically found the centre line of the sunroof, and I've found the centre line of the Mini. Surprisingly, they actually put the aerial hole in the middle. And so basically, I can't go loft all right. Well, you can, but it'll just look a bit silly, wouldn't it? So it's got to be in the centre that way. Then the only reference we've now got to fix is the forward and backwards. But what we can do is we can cut hole out-ish to the width-ish, but for the front and back, we can make it a little bit smaller, if you saw what I mean, for now. So we've got a bit of wiggle room to go forward and backwards, so we can sort of see one where the motor goes inside, as well as the curvature. But as I said, I think we've only got 1 or 2 inches to play with, really. It is what it is, you can't go much. So yeah, let's get that positioned, mark some sort of hole, and let's cut a hole in the roof. Man, it's so easy to cause trouble with an angle grinder. What have we done? I don't know, but can always weld it back in, can't we? Bit of pop with it, aluminium plate, make the car lighter, like they did in the 60s. Yeah, well, yeah. Let's try and tidy up a bit. Let's see if we're anywhere close. The hole might not be big enough for even this frame to go in yet, or whatever underneath and stuff, but we'll have. Let's see what's going on. Okay, can't really see much at the moment. I'll just put a little strap across, so it allowed me to then rest the BMW panel up high-ish, and then I was able to clamp the back a little bit and then go back and clamp the front. So worth doing that maybe. It's very hard to see, but we're getting there. I think it needs to go back a bit more. What I need to do is confirm the clearance of this. Now, I could take all this off. I don't know how easy it is to take off and whether it can easily go back on again. Otherwise, I'm thinking of maybe trying to scan that and see if I can do a half decent 3D print to get me a size of that. And then I can then bolt that up inside to confirm where I want to go But I think I'm going to leave it there for the moment and have a think on it overnight. And yeah, because this bit we don't want to rush too much, do we? We need to think about it and think about it. Welcome back. We've still got a hole in the roof. No one's come in overnight and the fairies haven't been. Anyway, I don't know if I mentioned it in the last video, but basically the only bit of advice I ever got was like, oh, this motor needs to be quite near the front of the car as possible. Pinch of salt with everything. But what I need to do is really try this roof in there so I can actually see it before I finish cutting the hole and getting the exact position. Obviously it's quite heavy. I could try and just undo the motor, but you want this mounting point as well that's on here. So basically I took the iPhone front camera LiDAR thing, did a quick scan. It wasn't very detailed because I've got a slightly old phone. I'm sure newer ones are better. But anyway, I ended up 3D printing this. There you go. So hopefully we can mount this, give or take, in the car. We just mount this and that give us a direction. The print failed a little bit on the supports, but it doesn't need to be special. So let's try it. Sometimes I seem to impress myself. The line's not brilliant because I'm just staring you straight at the light, but there you go. Look, that's where the motor will be. But then that's where people have said, come back far and wide. So you can see there, we're damn close to it at the moment. So if we come back a bit, in the end, we really haven't got much to play with. We got, you know, a few inches either side. So yeah, all right, let's see if we can pinpoint the position a bit better. Okay, I think I'm happy with the position. Literally, it was nearly in the right place anyway. I moved it back 5 mil just to give a little bit of clearance. It's going to be tight. I can't really come back anymore. I'm getting into the curve of the rear window anyway. The front is actually a little bit flatter, but really can't go further forward. No, I'll push it on limits there anyway, because that's, need to have a think actually. Need to double check, because yeah, when that clamps up, that's going to come a bit higher. What I'm going to do is then trim a bit at the back here and the front here, so I can then see the centre lines again, get it bang in the centre, and then we can trim the edges, because we know where they are. And yeah, once we get, I want to get in the centre, yeah, I want to get a little bit cut out, then we remove it, then we can joggle it all and go from there. Okay, phase 2 of my genius kicks in now. I built this little, I called it Hazel. Hazel, my lovely. It's a joggler. How well it's going to work, but basically 3mm plate or whatever. I welded a couple of bits of 1mm on there, so it's about 1.5mm thickness. I then made like a strengthened thumper bit here, with a matching bit of thickness there, and there's a little gap between them. So basically, when you slam it, it joggles it. The reason I did this, I've chamfered that edge as well, because yeah, this is double skin without taking the two skins apart, which I don't really want to do. I can slide this up there and basically go around joggling the edge. You can see where I've already trimmed it. I might need to just trim it a little bit more, but hopefully without hitting it too hard. It's quite soft, this metal. We can just get a bit of a joggle in it, and that's what I want. You know, I want the join, I want to have a joggle in the roof line. It'll help with the strength as well as sort of the blending of the two. I could just obviously lift that up and just tack weld it all the way around, and then obviously skimmer fill into this, which you're going to do anyway, but it's just slightly less filler. But maybe it doesn't need it, and maybe I'm getting overcomplicated, but it's the way we're doing it. So find out if it's the right way, do it this way or don't do it that way, I don't mind. Man, I don't know how those Romans hit away at stone all day with hammers. Oh. Anyway, did it work? Think so. I've got myself a joggle all the way around. I don't know if you can see. Oh, you can't. See the joggle, see the joggle, see the joggle. All the way around. Yeah. Put a few little dents into the top bit as well, but as I said, it's going to have filler anyway. It's going to have filler anyway. I didn't even need to joggle it, I don't think. But anyway, it is what it is. I wanted to do it in my head, and that's what we've done. All right, let's see if we can get it back in and trim it up a bit more. Okay, back in position, I think. My game plan is to trim a bit along the sides and then put some little panel clips in and just see how things go and see how the corners go. I might have to do sort of like leave the corners to the end, get the sort of centre sections all pinned in, and then we'll see what's happening with the curvature of the roof and things like that. Okay, we're making slow progress, but that's good when you're trying to fit sunroofs. Oh, I remember me and my dad fitting one to a brown Clubman I had once. We bought it from the scrapyard for 10 quid, the sunroof. I think the car weren't much more. And then when you got the old mechanical nibbler and we nibbled it round, and I had a sunroof when I was 17. Yeah, I was the nuts. Anyway, yeah, so trimming it out slowly, putting these clips in. They don't quite fit properly or nice and tight because the second layer is too close, so it's pushing the pins back out. But it's good enough for now. And hopefully it'll be also good enough. I think what we should really do before we weld it is to actually try the sunroof in, but we'll see. I might get a bit carried away and just assume it's going to work. I think as long as this frame's not forcing itself into a different position, the sunroof should fit. Anyway, as you can see, the rear corners are starting to pinch up. I could try and lose those. I could try and force it, but you're going to get a pinch in there. So I'm thinking, yeah, I don't know. Do I squeeze him around the corner so it then gets a bulge at the back here, and then we just do a slice here to lose it and a bit of filler at the back? Or do we do slices at the corner here? Because it's high, what we can do is slice it, and then when it lowers it down, it'll, we're not stretching it, we've got to shrink it, we've got to get rid of metal, which is good. So we can do that by cutting it. Those corners, the front corners, actually look pretty good. You know, I definitely can't see them bulging out at the moment. Let me move that out of the way. There you go. So, yeah, obviously we've got a bit further in yet before we get to it, but who knows, but yeah. Well, this is going too well, and I'm going to stop now. I basically trimmed up, I'm nearly there. I've got a little bit more fettling to do around the back here, but I've basically, yeah, all around the front, all around the sides. I've trimmed up so it's onto the joggle line. Looking quite good. I think that'll all pinch down. Not a problem. I was worried at the back because the back corners seem quite high, but as I've now trimmed them down, they may get away with just pinching down. We'll just see. We might have to just do a little slit just to get away with it, but that ain't bad. It definitely has pulled the roof line down. In the end, I think maybe the sunroof is slightly curved, but they're not that curved as the old Mini roofs. So yeah, it will be slightly flatter than the original Mini, but it is what it is. Yeah, I'm pleased with that, I think. Okay, another day, we're back. We haven't got the dirty clothes on yet. We're just fresh down here, turn the lights on. So, plan of attack for this next little session is finish up trimming the hole, so it's ready to be dropped into the, or it will drop into the lift up in whatever, into the joggle line. I feel like we get away. I'm hoping that we might not even have to cut or slice any of the corners. I think it will pull down, but we'll see on that. So we'll finish that off, grind off all the edge there so it's clean, ready to be welded. We'll drop this out, and then we're going to get the punch, and we're going to punch, because I'm going to basically, I think I'm going to plug weld this. I'm not going to seam weld the whole lot. It doesn't need it, I don't think. More chance of distortion. Plug welds is just as good as stitch welds. I say that, I'm no welder, so someone's going to contradict me. No, but anyway, the original Mini panel into the BMW is just spot welded. And anyway, yeah, so we'll plug weld it 2-3 inches every hole. If we feel we're really wide later on, we can weld it. Yeah, but I think that'll do. You can just see it's just pinched down slightly. It's just dropping the curve down. But I think that'd be all right. And then, yeah, we get a couple of tack welds on it, I think. Get a few plug welds. Then I think it's a case of actually trying the sunroof in and trying to lift that up. Just make sure that works. We'll see if we can, I'm waiting for a plug to turn up so we can connect it up, and so actually make it operate as well, because I think we just need to make sure it fully opens and closes. One, because make sure that works, but two, for any reason there's a twist in this or something's caused problems, it still operates. So anyway, finish up cleaning this and drop it out. You see me punch holes, and we'll put it back, and then yeah, go for the next bit. Okay, cleaned all that up. You cut my finger, but I didn't. If it doesn't get blood, you didn't cut it. Got my little nibbler. I've just bent a little bit of metal around it inside the jaws just to stop the metal going in too far. So there's no other way. I could try and 3D print something actually to control the depth of where you want the hole. So I don't know if you've got one of these. It's a joggler. So you put your metal in one side, and it joggles for you. Again, this tool was way too big for me to use on that, and I could have tried to joggle the Mini one and drop it down, but I didn't want to do that because it's double skin, blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, you flip it around, you can do punches of holes ready for your plug welds. Nice clean welds, holes, doesn't leave any burrs on the back like drilling or anything like that. So yeah, let's nip round now. And yeah, I'm just going to see what looks good distance-wise, get a feeling for it. Okay, I've got a few plug welds, about 4 or 5, 6, I don't know, just around, a couple of the corners. So they went in well, penetrations look good, just quick bzz, bzz. Cut my finger on a bread knife, or just even a normal knife. Cutting the bread roll open for my dinner. Cheese baguette, so that's all Lidl had. Well, that's all I had time to cook. So anyway, now the fun part is to try and get that sunroof in. We're going to try the same technique as before. We'll put the rope around there, try and feed it in, try and get a couple of nuts in the back ones. Don't know if I've got all the nuts and bolts, but I don't think I have, but I know I haven't. But we'll figure something out. So watch this and have some fun laughing at me. FYI, I think I've already should have put more plug holes in. I feel I've done them about 2 to 3 inches. I've gone a bit closer around the corners. I may change my mind at some point, but I can just see that maybe the metal's going to be lifting a bit, because it's always going to want to spring up a little bit because of the curvature of the roof. But I can always just run some stitch welding around it anyway. But anyway, let's get the sunroof in and see what. I'll put a couple of wooden stands in there to see if I can help it. The screws are in it. I've got a few of them, but they sort of like push in so they don't fall out. So you can lift it up with the screws in, and then hopefully get a few in. I don't know how much of that time lapse that caught, but I was very good to put a tyre and some more padding in the back there, because I got a couple of screws in, a few threads. When I lifted the front up, obviously they weren't properly in, dropped back down, and yeah, tyre saved it. I actually thought about something for once. So yeah, definitely a two-person job if you got it, but it can be done as one person. I haven't got all the screws in yet, so it needs to sit a little bit higher. It's just sagging a little bit in the middle. I'll see if I can find a few more screws. But yeah, they all lined up, obviously. Why wouldn't they? So yeah, you can definitely see the sort of, it is slightly flatter than on a Mini roof. You can see the van there. It is what it is. If you like the curvature of the roof, don't put one of these in. But if you like panoramic sunroofs, and like my daughter loves, she won't mind one bit. So yeah. I think it's a case now of doing some more welding, but I've taken the wire around. I'm hoping for a switch to turn up soon because it'd be just nice to watch it actually work. The hard bit's done really, so if these seals and stuff aren't brilliant, I either find new seals or I'll just pick up another sunroof again at some point, and I know it will just drop in. Oh, I haven't even looked at the wiper motor. Let's have a look together. Oh, look, my fucking, oh, F my Jeff there. My 3D model worked a treat. Okay, finished off my dinner. I messaged my dad, said, Dad, look, fitted the sunroof. I said, oh, do you remember when we fitted a sunroof to my first Mini? Not technically my first Mini, because that was a scamp / van, but the second Mini that I actually drove when I was 17, brown Clubman 1100, we fitted a sunroof from the scrapyard, just a normal one where it just pops up at the front, you know, just in it, actually unclipped as well, so you can actually stand up. Yeah, and he just sent me a photo of that, so Matt, and I don't know if you could insert a photo somewhere of me and my dad fitting a sunroof when I was 17, so he's not here helping me on this one, but virtually he is. So he's cracking on with his little kit car, which, if you've already seen it at the NEC before this, well, I expect. All right, I think I'm not going to do any more welding yet. I'll really try not to, but I don't want to drop the sunroof again until I've tested it. And the switch hasn't arrived for that. So I think patience is a key here. Because if I start welding, I need to make sure this is covered up. And it's easier to clamp stuff, getting the clamp round when the sunroof's not there. So be strong, Matthew, be strong. Okay, we're back, another day. I might have lied about doing a few welds, I did, but I stopped myself. I talked to Trev's blog, gave me some real good advice on how not to do this and how to do this. And yeah, we're just gonna slit these corners. He said with the tools you've got available, just do it. The haters will hate. But we've got the wiring loom and the switch turn up. So I think what we'll do first is try and get a 12-volt battery. And I looked at the wire diagram, it's literally 2 wires. Okay, we should put a fuse in there as well, really, but we'll do that later. 2 wires to power, and it should just work. So we've got the old little Suzuki battery down here, so we get that wired up. See if the roof operates. If it does, get the roof back out, and let's finish welding this all up and finish the video and yeah, stick a bit of bug in it. Okay, literally, this is the first time I've put a battery on it. Nothing's burning. Brown wire to earth. Red and grey striped positive. We've plugged the switch back in. I don't know which way this goes. Oh. Literally, this is the first time I've done this. Can't go too much further, I've got a little peg in the back there, so forward we go. Might should go a bit quick on a proper 12-volt battery. And the back. I don't know how do I lower that? I'll just do that. So simple, no CAN bus, nothing. I'll try and leave a diagram, but please comment if you need any instructions or whatever. I'll try and write the diagram. There's a few extra wires here, which I think are to do with interior lights and stuff, but we need to still 3D print all this box. I'm gonna make a 3D thing, hopefully, or use a mini one, so the switch is all up in the air there. Excellent. Okay, next thing is to remove this old sunroof now, so we can finish welding it and then get some filler on it. That's really a two-person job. I was very lucky to get away with that. So, we can get the clamps around this now. We'll finish off this edge and all the sides. And we'll concentrate on the corners. We're just going to go with the cut and slit method. And yeah, get this ground down. I may then go around and put extra tacks in between. I think I will. Just to hold that lid down closer, just so it's nice and close. Yeah, let's do that. Weldy, weldy. Okay, we're going to attempt this corner first. Why not? It's every corner that you see. Anyway, I'm going to go with 2 slits to start with, and then see how that looks, and maybe make them longer if we need to. Add more splits if we have to as well. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. Get my ear defenders and goggles. Cover your ears. I don't know about that. Don't know, that's good. I think that's alright. Might just get away with 2 slits, we'll see. And Paul can work his magic once I've put a load of pug on it. Okay, well, that corner's done. I'm definitely going to put some tacks around it, so I'll do that in a second, just in between all the other plug welds, just to really keep that face down. It's a bit low, not too sure why. Well, it is right, it is what it is. But low's good. Low's better than being high, because we can put filler in it and do something with it. Being high and stuff like that, it's a bit more of a pain in the arse. For my skills anyway, if you can get inside a little bit, it's a bit hard, as I say, because it's double skinned part. But anyway, we're going to wrap the other corners up, so that's what we're going to do. Slit them. Get some tack welds on it, get the air on it every time you do a bit of a tack weld. Try not to let it get too hot. Maybe I did, I don't know. But yeah, let's get this buttoned up, and then we can get a bit of fibreglass on it. All right, got away with 2 slits here. Again, it's gone a little bit flat, but that's okay. Moved along, coming to the back here, I've had to do a lot more slitting, but a lot shorter ones. I've tried to get shorter, because I found that, yeah, if you go too far down, it flattens down, so at least this way it's sort of trying to keep a curve. Yeah, it's still going to need filler, but yeah. Okay, this is taking far too long. Actually, this last bit and all the welding has taken longer than everything else. Roof looks half square. I've just put a little bit of a rust prevention just into the crack. Just hopefully that helps a bit. I don't know if anything. I'm going to put a little bit of epoxy primer around it. And then I'm just going to put some sort of fibreglass filler just in the little gap where we've done the joggle. And then we'll do a skimmer filler. Paul, look away now if you're going to do that, because I expect you might really want to do some of it, but I just want to at least finish this job off for anyone that's watching. Again, do the filler how you want. Fully weld it if you want to, you know, whatever you feel better with. And don't forget to fill up the aerial hole. You've got to do that, because the bracket there gets in the way, which I expect you could modify and actually still get away with if you really wanted to play about with stuff. But I don't know what I'm doing about the aerial, but we'll worry about that later. All right, let's mix up some epoxy primer and do some filling. Well, I think it's getting close to a beer time. That's looking pretty one piece now. I'll run the D over that in a bit once it dries, if it dries in this cold. I've stuck a load of hardener in it. And yeah, then I just a skimmer of filler, which, Paul, I know, look away. But yeah, you just want to, yeah, I just wanted to do it. Keep your eyes closed, Paul, still. So yeah, knock down with a bit of 180. The fibreglass filler. We're going to put a skimmer of normal body filler on, just because I want to, and I think I'm helping Paul out, but I'm actually not. But you're going to have to live with it, Paul. You're fine anyway, aren't you? You know me already. So yeah, because I just want to finish it up. So let's put a layer of filler on it. I don't know if I'll have time to sand it off before this video, end of the video, but you basically get the gist. Okay, that is the end of how I fitted a BMW Mini sunroof into a classic Mini. If you want to see what it really looks like at the end, all painted and all filled, and Paul's marked his magic, either jump to the video here and then you see the reveal, or if you're watching this before I've actually finished them all, you'll have to wait, won't you? So yeah, I think it's a good addition to this Range Rover themed Mini for my daughter, for a surprise. So yeah, we're gonna head home. We've got just some chicken and chips for dinner, southern fried stuff, you know, all sorts of nuggets and bits and bobs. Got the daughter around with her dog, so that's gonna be all fun. So yeah, till next time, wrap this up, Madison.